So hey everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Or if you're new here, hello or welcome. My name is LUNAROSE because I'm the flower that blooms at night. And as you can read from the title of today's video, we are doing another makeup tutorial of my go-to glam with a little bit of a twist. So let's get into it, shall we? Okay, so let's get in drag, shall we? Today I'm just going to be doing kind of my signature go-to makeup with a little bit of a twist. So I did just do my brows using the Shein brow pencil, and then I'm just going to map out and kind of blank out my eyelid space using a little bit of concealer and setting that down with a little bit of powder just so it's easy to blend eyeshadows on top of. To highlight my brow bone, I took Sugarpill's Tako matte white eyeshadow, and then for my eyeshadow palette of choice today, I'm going to take the Viseart Soleil palette, and I'm just going to take this really soft brown through the crease of my eye to act as my transition shade and kind of give me the rough shape that I'm going to go in with the rest of the shades. I always like to go in with something a little bit softer just to kind of map out the rough shape that I want my eye look to be in. So I pretty much took that shade from the inner furrow of my brow and then winged it back towards the tail end of my brow. I then took a slightly deeper shade of brown in that Viseart palette and just repeated those same steps but a little bit lower down, just so I had that little bit build up of contrast and colour and depth and dimension. So pretty much pack it on the outer edge of my eye, wing it back towards the tail end of my brow, and then apply a little bit of that colour to the inner furrow of my brow and join those two areas together. And then I did go back in with that first shade and just buff over the edges just so everything was nice and blended and seamless and kind of softer. I then did take a slightly deeper shade of brown in that palette and just packed that onto the very outer edge of my eye, again winging it back towards the tail end of my brow. I did also take a little bit of the shade on that very inner furrow of my brow just so when I go in and do a carved out cut crease, it has enough depth and dimension that it gives the illusion of a cut crease, and then just buff out the kind of edges with that mid-tone brown. To carve out my cut crease, I took a little bit of the P. Louise Shade Zero Rumour Base, which is the white in her collection, and just carved out an exaggerated cut crease. I do this much larger than my actual eyelid since I have very hooded and small eyes, and I like my eyes to appear nice and large when I'm in drag. I did set that down using a little bit of Tako from Sugarpill, which is that matte white shade, and then just smoked out kind of the outer edge of my eye using that deeper shade of brown again. For liner, I took the NYX Epic Ink eyeliner, and the way that I like to do my eyeliner for drag is literally just draw a straight line from the outer edge of my lash line up towards the tail end of my brow, and then from a little bit in from the extension of that line, I draw that back towards the inner corner of my eye to essentially draw a very exaggerated triangle across my entire eyelid. Again, I do have hooded eyes, so I cover the majority of my eyelid with a liquid liner just so it kind of gives the effect that I want. You see the liner even when my eyes are open or when my eyes are closed, it still gives the same kind of effect and illusion, and yeah, that's pretty much how I do my liner. I did just take a little bit more of that deeper shade in that Viseart palette and just further define the crease a little bit, just so it gave that little bit more structure and dimension. Smoked out the outer edge a little bit more where the liner and kind of the cut crease white meet, and then just reinforced the white with a little bit more of the matte white eyeshadow. And then I'm going to leave the eyes here for now, and I'm going to shave and do my base makeup. So I just shaved my face off camera so we have a nice smooth kind of hairless canvas to work with. And then to hydrate my skin, I took the Embryolisse Lay Cream. This is one of my holy grail makeup products. Usually I don't go too much in with primer or focus on primers. I just like to make sure my skin is nice and hydrated. Today I did take a little bit of the e.l.f. Putty Primer just on the more porous regions of my face. Color corrected my beard area using the Kimchi Chic Orange the Most concealer, set that down with a little bit of powder so it didn't bleed through into my foundation too much. Almost throwing my foundation into my double chin. And for foundation today, I took the Kryolan TV paint stick. This is in the shade 3W, which is a holy grail kind of drag makeup product. It is super full coverage, it is stage makeup, it lasts through sweat and everything. And then I did lay on a little bit of the Maybelline Superstay foundation. I really like to layer this on top of the Kryolan TV paint stick since it has a slightly more luminous finish, but I just think it makes my skin look so full coverage and gorgeous when I'm in drag. To highlight the center portion of my face, I took the fine concealer in shade 0 and just applied that kind of under my eyes, a little to the center of my forehead and under my cheekbones. I did apply a little bit of shade 5, which is a slightly deeper shade but still a very brightening shade, kind of just on the edges where I applied concealer, just so it blends into my base makeup and makes it look nice and like seamless. To add a little bit of like bronzing and contouring to my skin, I took another shade of the fine concealer in shade 37, which is like a really nice chocolatey brown, a warm tone, and apply that to the perimeter of my like face, the backs of my cheeks, my jawline, to try and mitigate some of that double chin, and a little over my nose. For blush, I took Sweet Cheeks from Made by Mitchell, which I was actually filming another TikTok at this point, so excuse that. And then highlighted my nose a little bit with that shade 0, just so it has that like more snatched draglicious effect. Blended out any creases under my eyes where the concealer kind of settled in, and then went in with my Coty Loose Airspun powder heavily under my eyes as well as the rest of my face. I like to bake my face with powder when I'm in drag, so I leave this on my skin for like 3 to 5 minutes, just so it has a chance to definitely set everything in place, lock everything in place nicely, and keeps it all on my face for the entire time that I'm filming, performing, doing whatever. It will all be nicely like locked in place with this amount of powder. So literally I applied a heavy amount of that. Went in with a little bit of the Kimchi Chic Stage Proof Matte Setting Spray. Just did my brows quickly using that Shein brow pencil, which has a pencil on one side and then like a felt tip marker on the other, which I really like to use to kind of draw on some more like hair-like strokes, buff off any of the excess powder on my skin using a little bit of the She Glam powder foundation, and then I took that lighter shade in that Viseart palette and just kind of buffed over the edges so it blended into the rest of my makeup. Applied a little bit to my lower lash line. For bronzer, I took the Belgian Waffle palette from BH Cosmetics and just applied that anywhere where I applied that cream contour bronzer. For blush, I took the Summer of Love palette from Trixie Cosmetics, applied the lighter pink more to the like front portion of my cheek, and then a little bit of the deeper pink to the back portion. To add that fun little pop and twist to my makeup, I took the Made by Mitchell color cases, which are now going to be discontinued, which makes me so sad since I absolutely love this product and you can literally use it for like foundation, blush, bronzer, eyeshadow, eyebrows, everything, but yeah, it's been discontinued. For lips, I just overlined them with a little bit of a brown lip liner, went in with Velvet Teddy on my lips, and then a little bit of Flesh Pot, topped that with Creme Brulee NYX Butter Gloss, and then that is the finished look. All you gotta do is pop on lashes, a wig, the outfit, and I really hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this makeup tutorial. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below any other looks you want to see from me, and don't forget to subscribe to the girl next door with something more, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye. Always seems to work in the outro, not the intro. No, maybe not. Jinxed it. Bye.